Now, when we think about filters, we can start breaking this model down based on all of the property data that exists within these parts and pieces. So if I want to look at everything that is, for instance, conduit, I can do that. I can look at the entire conduit system. I can look at things like the overhead conduits or the underground conduits. And just for context here, let me show this kind of hidden parts shaded here. So as we start clicking around things, we can see what's going on in the background or how the part that we're looking at relates to the overall system. Right, I can break this down into distribution equipment. I can look at something like all of the in-wall components or specific tier 2 rod hangers if I want. But all of these are just using the property data already embedded into this content to start doing something with it. So I can look at individual channel strut or rods. And so you can use these different filters to do different things, to isolate specific content and then do something with that content, whether it's building a work breakdown structure for it, whether it's reporting data out from that content. There's a lot that you can do from this. Now those are more of the kind of coded filters, the you set up the filter once and it finds all the stuff that fits that filter. Then we have these dynamic filters as well, and that's a way to start looking at the property data and saying, show me all of the unique values and then the content that applies to those values. For instance, if I want to look at all of my electrical distribution panels, but I want to see each individual piece here without writing a specific filter for each one, I can set up a filter that looks at panel name and just shows me all of the dynamic values that come up from there. So if I'm looking for that transformer, I can do that here by using these kind of dynamic or what we call grouped filters. Say I'm looking for a specific conduit run in the building, I can say, hey, anything that's going from one piece of equipment to another piece of equipment, I can actually show that. So if I want to look at everything going from this transformer over to this lighting panel, I can see that's some flexible. I can also look at things going from, for instance, this BDP to something else, right? So this BDP to BDP1 shows me this single line of underground. And so you have different ways of dynamically building up these filters to not only just show you a specific subset of content, but a specific subset of content that is dynamically generated.